Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today here at Mad World Tarot. Today being a Saturday, Memorial Day weekend in the United States as far as I know, and big things coming up for us next week as well. Next Wednesday, let me get my days right, in South Africa. So I've had a look at Catherine's health in the previous reading. It looks like she's got a long journey back into the public sphere. And while she's otherwise engaged, and the king is struggling with his own health journey, and William is busy with his family duties and his royal duties, the Parkles, of course, are busy playing and making hay while the sun shines. And one of the strange things that has cropped up is their connection with the Nigerian photographer, Misan. So we're going to have a look at this today because he was there in Nigeria following them around. In every picture I saw pretty much of Harry and Meghan, there too was Misan with his camera taking those arty black and white shots that he loves so much. Allegedly he is filming a documentary for Paramount. It's quite a woke sort of BLM type thing. But if you do a deep dive on him, as the Sidley twins have just done, referencing in particular an old Tatler magazine article on the man, he's changed a lot over the years. He was quite the party boy, very affluent, mixed in very high and very interesting social circles, polo circles, connected with Jeffrey, and who else? Of course, Boris. Very involved with Boris. Boris, of course, suffered rather a financial calamity around the time that he was mates with Misan, just allegedly, shall we say. And then, of course, seems to have reinvented himself as this rather woke photographer, a completely different vibe. What is going on? We're going to have a look. Let me show you the tarot deck. Of course, it's the Soulless Tarot. It's one of my new dark tarots that I have got to read on this channel, because sometimes they're rather dark energies that come through, and this might be one of those cases. We don't know. We're going to find out. I want to know who he is. Signifier for him. That's the very first question I'm going to ask. And then I want to know what his relationship is with Harry and Meghan. Did he introduce them? Because he does seem to go way back with Meghan, way back with the Soho House crowd, way back with the Art Basel crowd. Did he introduce them? Has he got any kind of financial deals with them, or intentions with them? What's going on there? Are they involved together somehow financially? And how about with children? What does he know about the children? He, of course, famously took that photo of Lilibet on her first birthday. And then we want to know about the portrait. Was he asked to submit the portrait, or did he just submit it? Because Neil Sean said he phoned the National Portrait Gallery and they said, huh, what? And they are getting a whole lot of submissions in. Apparently it's like a free-for-all at the moment. So is this an official thing, or is he just trying his luck? What's really going on? We also hear from Neil Sean again. So we have to throw allegedly's all over this. That Meghan is hoping there will be some sort of official presentation to Misan Harriman, congratulating him on showing at the National Portrait Gallery, and then she can film it and stick it in her Netflix series and say, see, I'm so important, my portrait's in the gallery. It was that portrait when the Parkles were at that One Young World thing in Manchester just 3 days before the Queen passed away in 2022. Misan was there as virtually their official photographer. It's that portrait that is, he claims is being shown, but we're not sure if it is, or if he's really just trying his luck. Meghan, does she really hope to get some sort of grand event that can be filmed? And then are we going to see this portrait there? Is it going to get its moment in the limelight or not? So a lot to dig into. We have to remind you that this is just tarot for fun and entertainment. It is all speculation, all my opinion. I just read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the in the box below, and And of course, please read it, form your own opinion about this story and all stories that I read the energy on this channel. A rather strange looking spread coming up. I'll talk you through it and see what the cards want to tell us about Misan Harriman and his relationship with Meghan and Harry. And his portrait, we have the star as the underlying energy. And of course, he has hitched his wagon to this Parkles star, very much so. It seems to be a very strategic association, the celebrity. As I say, he had hitched his wagon to other stars, seemingly in the past, and new stars now, as I mentioned, Boris, and there was, of course, Jeffrey. It's Aquarian energy. I don't know what sign Misan is. I'm just pointing it out that it is Aquarian energy, the star card. But there it is. Hope. I would say in these royal adjacent readings that is celebrity. That is trying to elevate himself by association with Harry and Meghan. Very clearly launching himself as a photographer and into those sort of quite elevated social circles, launching his career as a filmographer as well as a documentary filmmaker. He was nominated for an Oscar, and so he really has done quite well out of this association so far, in my opinion. So let's look at the first card here. That's our underlying energy, a signifier for him, according to this tarot. What do we get? We get the 9 of Cups in reverse. That's quite an interesting card because upright, it's wish fulfillment, it's dreams come true. It's also quite a lush energy. It's the glutton of the tarot traditionally in Rider-Waite, somebody who's consumed a lot, somebody who's self-indulgent, somebody who likes good things in life. And as I said, he does come from a very wealthy background. He has moved in very elevated circles. He's really lived a very abundant life, affluent life. And the 9 of Cups in reverse is maybe somebody, because it's in reverse, whose dreams have not come true, which is interesting. There might have been failed endeavors to launch himself as various things. As I say, he seems to have reinvented himself at least once along the line, possibly a few more times. So this is somebody who really hasn't fulfilled, or life hasn't lived up to expectations with the 9 of Cups in reverse. But it is also a card of being quite self-indulgent, quite materialistic, quite... There's a funny energy and not a funny ha-ha energy. I'm trying to choose my words carefully because we're on this public forum, and it's just given me a bit of a little bit of a shudder, that 9 of Cups in reverse, in terms of appetite. And I think I'll leave it there for now. But the 9 of Cups is that kind of energy when it's in reverse in this context. So let's have a look at his relationship with Harry and Meghan, this next row going along here. First of all, his relationship with Harry, his intentions towards Harry, the situation there. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. It's a big money card, the Queen of Pentacles. It's almost like payday. It is female energy. It's... I've got to tread carefully here as well. Female energy, more passive than the masculine, which is more active energy, just in its sense of energy. We don't have to get all woke and burn our bras and things like that, not now. It's a sense of, here is somebody who's very connected. The Queen, or the late Queen, was obviously the Queen of Pentacles. Money, big access to money, big payday, very abundant, very stable source of money. He, of course, Misan spent a lot of time in the UK. He was educated in the UK, seemingly. He moved in high society in the UK, seemingly. And so he knows the deal. So this is abundance, affluence, but I'm getting the sense of somebody that you can tap into and say, hey, I've got this project, I'm making this jockey, how's about a loan? Or come on board. And so it's more of a passive partner in his adventures. That's what's coming through for me. I have to repeat, I know it's tedious, but I have to repeat that this is just my opinion and the energy that's coming through for me. How about Megan? His relationship with Megan, his intentions, his attitude to Megan, whatever universe wants to tell us with the card. Wow, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Interesting card. Because the Seven of Swords, not that you can really tell from this, these are quite abstract cards, abstract energies. The Seven of Swords is the person who steals away under cover of darkness in tarot, traditionally. Someone who's might be up to a bit of mischief. Again, choosing my words very carefully. Interesting that there is that energy of misbehavior, of something that might be slightly off in their relationship or in their partnership or in his intentions even towards her. The fact that the card is in the reverse means that there might be stuff that he knows that he could reveal that could really quite expose her. Because it's in the reverse, the Seven of Swords in the reverse means getting caught out, getting found out, being discovered, having to confess. So I think that they might even mutually know stuff about each other that could be a little bit on the dodgy side. And that they really, it's almost like stalemate. I can tell about you, and then, well, I can tell about you. So they could bring each other down. They could reveal a lot of things about each other that might be quite shady. I think shady is a good word in this context, and that is, of course, just my opinion. Did he introduce Harry and Meghan? There's a lot of people that speculate that he might be the one that really engineered this meeting, orchestrated it. Was he playing matchmaker at all? Oh, I think we have a bit of a yes here. Two of Pentacles. Two is it's my merching card. It could equally be a matchmaking card. It's about balance. It's about juggling, balancing energy between two forces. And it might almost be that he had two camps that he was trying to placate or trying to bring together. Two, and I want to say the words, I'm going to say the word, it's the energy that's coming through for me, almost in the sense of two paymasters. That's an odd word to use, and I say that that is just a word that spontaneously came to mind. I'm not insinuating anything in particular there, but it's an interesting energy of juggling, of balancing, of, it's very physical. It's a money card again. We've got big money over here with the Queen of Pentacles, huge money potentially. We've got someone who hasn't quite lived up to their potential here and might be trying somehow with this Two of Pentacles to bring these two sources of abundance together to make some kind of deal. That's the energy that's coming through here. So I think there was something, networks, contacts, opportunities, it's priorities, it's time and place, because it's very physical. Pentacles are all about the physical. Just literally the space and the opportunity to put these two together. How about whether he has any financial kind of projects or intentions with the Parkles? Anything there, apart from his own celebrity, which seems to be really steering this all. We got the Queen of Wands. That is a Megan card. Very much. It is her that's showing up. I hope you can see, because it's getting darker and darker as I'm doing this reading. I don't want to stop and go around putting lights on right now. It just suddenly got very dark. Interestingly, the timing is everything. But the Queen of Wands is Megan and her advancement as a leader, as somebody that's meant to be creative and seductive, and stir people up and popular and dramatic and change energy, change the royal family. He's very invested in her. He's not invested in Harry except by virtue of the financial aspects, but he's very invested in her career. He might almost be a little bit enchanted with her, because the Queen of Wands is quite an enchantress. Almost infatuated with her. So it's not a money card that's showing up, but it's certainly about promoting this Queen of Wands. So what about the children? What does he know about the children? He's photographed baby Lilibet. He photographed pregnant Megan, photoshopped in that tree allegedly. He's been around. What does he know? What does he know? We've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. The Knight of Swords... The Knight of Swords is someone who can sometimes be a little bit unwise. Somebody who maybe has done something a bit stupid. Because upright is about intelligence, wit, fast energy, quite heroic energy when it's upright. In the reverse, it's risky behavior. It's taking chances. It's being a little bit wild. It's being quite destructive. It's being quite cruel. It's being quite vicious. He might see behind the curtain and know that, almost like cutting corners, I'm getting with that energy, the Knight of Swords in reverse, that there's been something that might again be a little shady, because swords upright are really about truth and justice, and when they're in reverse they are the opposite. They can be just a bit shady. So there is that energy that's coming through again that matches the Seven of Wands, a bit in the dark. I'm poking around. I can see on my screen that there is light there, but when I look at the actual tarot table, it's getting darker and darker. Let's look at the portrait. The portrait next. Has he been officially invited? This is all signed and sealed, and this is a done deal. What's going on, or is this something that's not quite as certain? We've got the Three of Cups in reverse. That's not welcome on board. That's the friendship card, the celebration card when it's upright. Join us, we're mates, we're friends, you belong here. Three of Cups upright. In reverse, no. My sense therefore is that this is not official so far. It might be this free for all. Everybody, they've kind of opened up and you can submit, and then they're going to screen everything and decide what passes muster and what doesn't. That's for me the Three of Cups in reverse. He's not friends of in that sense. Apparently he is already exhibited at the National Portrait Gallery, so this isn't a first for him really. The big news is because it's a portrait of Meghan and Harry, so of course this is why it's getting all this notice. Well, he's trumpeting about it. There is something else in this Three of Cups in reverse. It could be that behind the scenes, through back channels, friend of a friend kind of a thing, could be pulling strings on his behalf. That is minor energy, but it is there. And as I say, Catherine is the patron of the National Portrait Gallery. She's out of the picture quite literally at the moment. There might be things going on behind the scenes that aren't necessarily things that the entire team would agree with. I'm just putting that out there. This is just an energy reading. This is just what's coming through for me energetically, and I'm expressing as my opinion. So an open question for universe next. What is really going on? We've heard Neil Sean's theory about stuff. We've heard other people's theories about things. What is really going on here? What is happening? And we have the World in reverse. And the World upright is about successful completion of a project, a journey. It's very much publicity. It's very positive when it's upright. It's real success. It's accomplishment. Done. You have now achieved the absolute pinnacle of whatever it was that you wanted to achieve, but it's in reverse. This is somebody who hasn't cracked it. He's had some big moments. I think he shot the Vogue cover for Edward Enninful. He did, I think it was Princess Beatrice's engagement photos. He's had some really big moments. He's had a lot of attention. He's had a lot of opportunity. But I'm getting 2 cards now that tell me that he hasn't succeeded in the way that he was hoping to succeed. He didn't get his Oscar, of course, either. He's got this Paramount thing allegedly going on, but Paramount is apparently about to go belly up. That's what I read around about. Everybody seems to be saying this. It could be gone. The deal could be done. This is somebody who's getting a little bit desperate to make a name for himself while he still can. Of course, he's hitched his wagon, the Star, to this Queen of Wands. Her star is plummeting. He's not stupid. He's not a stupid man. He might have reinvented himself. He might have been associated with some shady business. We don't know for sure. We just speculate. But if he's hitched his wagon to the Star and the Star is going down, he's in a panic to make fetch happen, to make his name, the World, and the 9 of Cups in reverse, but it's not quite happening. So tell me about Meghan. Is this her big moment? Is she hoping for a big ta-da and a speech and a velvet curtain and a member of the royal family there to cut a ribbon so it can be on Netflix? Is she hoping for her big moment with this? What's going on? 10 of Cups in reverse. She would love it to happen, but she knows it's not going to happen. There's the family portrait. How very interesting that we're getting a family portrait in a reading on the National Portrait Gallery. She's out of the royal family. It is the royal family there. It's the lineage. It's the line of succession. She might be more than out of the royal family. She might be out of the line of succession too, and her children might be out as well. Just saying, because there's a baby in this card. It's about generations. It's about posterity. It's about the royal family, happily ever after in the royal family, out. And so even if she's hoping that this is going to happen, she knows she's out. She knows no member of the royal family is going to show up and congratulate Misan Harriman on his wonderful photography when it's a picture of Harry and Meghan. Not going to happen. Are we going to see this portrait gracing the walls, the gallery? What are we going to see? Is it going to happen for him? Is he going to get his big moment? We've got the Knight of Pentacles. It could happen. It could happen because it's Harry. That might be the way in for him. Knight of Pentacles, Earth sign Prince Harry, the Virgo. It's slow, steady progress. This is not meteoric rise to be the most famous photographer in the world. But this is a reason for him not to give up, not to throw in the towel. But it's Prince Harry. There might be a Harry exhibition somewhere that they decide to cobble together, and in which case we're going to see that portrait, but we're not going to see it because of Meghan, which is going to be rather hard for her to take. Interesting outcome. I wasn't expecting something like that. Interesting cards along the way in this reading. I have to emphasize it's all my opinion, it's all allegedly, and disclaimer in the box below, not across the road. And thank you as ever for watching, and I hope you have a good weekend. I will see you again tomorrow.